So I've been running my Huddle01 nodes for about 4 months now, and I've already accumulated 2,220 T-Huddle tokens. Now what is exciting is that I'm earning 2 streams of passive income from the Huddle01 network. One from my 2 nodes and the other from the delegation pool that I set up. What is even better is that 40% of the tokens would unlock immediately at TGE, which makes this opportunity even more attractive. The setup of the node itself is quite straightforward. My node is currently running on a low-cost VPS and requires minimum maintenance. The reason why I'm sharing this now is because Huddle01 is currently running a media node sale and it's quite time sensitive. You can get in with a 10% discount, but there are only 1,000 slots available. And as you can see, 644 already been booked. Now pre-booking is ending exactly in 1 day, 9 hours as at the time of this recording, and that is why I'm pushing out this video on short notice. I don't want anyone in the community to miss out if you would like to get one of these nodes. I would also be walking you through a step-by-step guide on how you can reserve your slots. If this is the first time you are hearing about Huddle01, here is a quick breakdown. Huddle01 is building a decentralized real-time communication network, but it's also in short called a DRTC network. Now you can think of it like Zoom or Google Meet, but without the centralized servers. Instead of the system running on these centralized servers that can be fragile, Huddle01 runs on distributed media nodes operated by people like you and me who get paid also in the process of hosting these communication networks. Such decentralization makes the network more secure, more private, and often even way cheaper than the traditional platforms out there. So the good thing is that the Huddle01 team has been building for almost 4 years now. There are several videos on YouTube about this project dating back to 2020. Now they already have a product that is in use called the Meet app, which is a platform similar to Zoom but with a unique advantage. The Meet app works for both Web3 and Web2 users, letting you log in, for instance, using either traditional credentials or connecting directly with a Web3 wallet like MetaMask or Phantom. And this really bridges Web3 and Web2, making decentralized communication accessible to everyone. Another feature is the transparency of the Huddle01 team. They have fully docs with links to each member's profile available on their homepage, showing credibility and trustworthiness of the project. So the Huddle01 project has seen some enormous growth within a short period of time. They have over 150,000 users, about 690 meetings powered, covering over 340 million minutes so far, and all this is powered by 2,287 nodes. So now that you know a gist about the Huddle01 network, let me give you some idea as to what the technical requirements of setting up these nodes are. There are 2 ways of nodes that you can set up on the Huddle01 network. You can either decide to set up a node that can take up to 10 delegations, or you can set up a node that can take up to 40 delegations. The hardware specifications that would be required to set up these nodes depends on which option that you want to go for. You can see in my example, for instance, I have 2 Huddle01 NFTs from the first sale, and I basically split this over 2. The first NFT I set up basically our community node with a 0% commission, and here you can see that I have some delegations on it. Now on top of this, I set up a second node with my second NFT, and this one I set up with a 1% commission, and as you can see, I already have 40 delegations on this node. So the technical requirements basically would depend on which of these options you want to go for. If you want to go for the 10 delegations option, then the hardware requirements for the VPS or whatever machine you want to use is 4 CPU cores, 4 GB of RAM, 32 GB of disk space, and 250 megabytes of internet connection. If you want to go for the 40 delegation option, then you're going to need 8 CPU cores, 8 GB of RAM, 32 GB of disk space, and here you're going to need about 4 times internet speed in terms of the 40 delegation node. Now I'm going to be releasing the tutorial soon on how you can set up this node on a VPS, so if you want to get in, do not be bothered by the technical steps. I'm going to guide you through a tutorial on how you can set up these nodes. And also, if you don't want to go through all the technicalities of setting up this node, you can also just delegate it to either me or there are over 308 pools that you can delegate your node to. They take a few commission, but then basically that's it. So you do not need to set this node up yourself. You can basically also delegate it to anyone. Now, in terms of rewards, the base rewards currently has been 5 T Huddle a day. So in my case that I have 2 keys, that amounts to about 10 Huddle a day. But you can see that I currently receive even a bit more. I receive 11.95 Huddle a day, and I also receive the 2 T Huddle commissions. So if you do have your own delegation pool, like I said, you can be earning from the commissions as well. I currently, like I mentioned, have 2 pools. I'm going to buy 2 more, and I'm going to set up even 2 more nodes on top of this, probably with a bit of a higher commission so that I can earn some more. Now, for the current node sale, there are only going to be 1,000 slots that are going to be available. So they did this with a pre-booking system where you can book your slot in advance. Currently, you can see that 644 slots have already been booked. So there are less than 400 slots currently available. The advantage also with the pre-booking is that you're going to get 10% off, reducing the price from $340 to $306. And during the pre-booking, you can also use my code DEPIN to get some additional benefits. And what I also forgot to mention is that on top of the 10% that you're going to get, if you already participated in the Huddle01 node sale from the first phase, you would also get an additional 3%, making your total discount 13%. When you reserve the slot, you're going to have to pay 20% of the node fee, which is going to be $61.2. And what is important to remember is that once you reserve your slot and pay this 20%, you basically commit yourself to buy the node, because if you don't buy the node, you're not going to get this 20% refund back. So please make sure that you reserve your slot only if you are sure that you want to purchase the node. Now, once you reserve the slot, I'm also going to do this with you to show you how this can be done. On the 6th of June, that is when the minting is going to take place. So you're going to pay the rest of the 80% of the node that you reserved, and then your minting is basically complete. On the 20th of June, you're going to drop the NFT onto your wallet, and then you can basically start with the deployment. So they gamified this a little bit. In terms of the NFT that you're going to get one of these random 5 NFTs. For instance, the Guardian of Privacy, General of Open Access, the Sentinel of Uptime, the Vanguard of Latency, and the Ultimate Huddler. All these NFTs are going to earn the base rewards of 5 T Huddle a day, but on top of this, all these NFTs will come with some additional perks. So now I'm going to walk you through a guide on how you can reserve your slot. Now in my case, I'm going to be purchasing 2 of these nodes. I'm just going to click here and make this 2, and then totally I'm going to be paying $612, which is reduced from $680. Now I'm going to put in my coupon code DEPIN. I'll be quite happy if you use my coupon code, because this also gives me some kickback. Now I'm currently going to pay a deposit of 20%, which is going to be $122.04, and I'm going to go to pre-book now. I'm going to put in my email address, and I'm going to click submit. A verification code was sent to my mail, so I'm just going to put in the verification code, and I'm going to click on submit. And as I mentioned, if you participated in the node sale last year, you can get an additional benefit, and that's why they're asking if I am a Pioneer node holder. So here I'm going to click on verify here. I'm going to connect to the wallet that contains my primary node NFT, and then you can see that I get an additional 3% off. So instead of 612, I think that it was, I'm going to be paying 591, but currently for the mint, I'm just going to pay $118. So I'm going to click on pre-book now, and this is going to bring you to Cooper X. With Cooper X, you can pay either with Polygon, Arbitrum, Solana, Ethereum mainnet, and all the major smart chains that are out there. And also, depending on which network, you can also pay with any of the coins that you want. In my case, I'm going to be paying with the Arbitrum mainnet. I'm going to be paying with the USDC. I'm going to click on connect to pay. I'm going to connect to my wallet, and I'm going to make the payment. And then once the payment is complete, you can see that I have a pre-deposit successful confirmation. And what you can also do is that if you have any friends that would be interested in participating in the node sale, you can also click on refer and where you can basically get your own referral code, send it to your friends. When they use it, you also get an additional, I think it was 5% commission discount that you're going to be getting. So please remember that after you have secured a slot on the 6th of June, that is going to be the mint day. So make sure that you do not miss this, because like I said, you're not going to get a refund on the pre-deposit that you make. So that's it about the Huddle01 upcoming media node sale. Like I said, I'm going to be releasing the tutorial on how you can set up this node on the VPS. If you do have any questions, please feel free to drop this in the comment section, and I'm very happy to help you out. And with that, I say thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Bye.